So Becky, tell us that how long have you been out?
We got out at 11:15, I think it was.
11:15. So that was
About 12 hours in a cell.
that's ridiculous. Guys, this is Becky. She just took part in a massive action down at Preston New Road, the Caravan of Love, and the two lock-ons either side the Caravan of Love, which is still being cut out now as I speak, which is some sort of like 36, 37 hours after. We're back at roadside and we're just going to have a chat to Becky. So Becky, how are you feeling?
A bit emotional actually. I'm feeling rather drained, and I'm ecstatic that that's still there. I'm really happy, but yeah, I'm emotionally drained.
Yeah.
I do. I feel like I'm going to cry every second. But I think it's probably one because I'm really tired and I haven't eaten clearly enough food yet, and also just to see the amount of support we've all had, and yeah,
It's fantastic, isn't it? And it must raise your morale a little bit. I know that you've had a sort of lengthy time inside in the cells, which weren't a very nice prospect to be. I've just spoke to Tina, and but it must raise your morale slightly. Like you said, you're so happy that this is still here. I mean, this is some action, isn't it?
it is. It's a fucking amazing action. It is absolutely brilliant. I'm so just amazed at what was created.
Yeah, it's some sort of feat. I mean, that's.
I didn't, we kind of tried to guess how long it would last, but you can never really guess, I suppose. But we did a pretty good estimate with that one, and that was just
Sucking all the diesel in.
I think it's amazing. I didn't even know what was inside, so to see all of this now is great.
Yeah, I think you're all amazing. You're all doing a sterling job.
Oh, everybody's done an amazing job.
Look at Barbara. You've got Barbara the welfare as well. We just mentioned Barbara the welfare.
Yes.
She's still going.
I know, she's
got more energy than the cutting crew,
yesterday.
hasn't she?
She has, and my mum yesterday was great.
Yeah.
Having her there with us during that was well needed. It was
Yeah.
really, really. I don't think I probably would have survived as long as she hadn't been there.
Because it's uncomfortable, isn't it?
It is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I didn't realise the amount of pain I'd feel in my arm from being stuck in that position, and I couldn't change too much or move around too much about where my arm was positioned. So yeah, that's something, bear in mind for the future, really.
Yeah.
Those kind of things.
It's important to be able to sort of like stretch and,
Yeah.
and exercise your arm at regular sort of periods when they're not looking, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I mean, talk about when they're not looking. I understand that to keep sort of in line with our sustainable activism, you swapped over.
Yes, we were quite lucky actually. Tina and I knew that we couldn't last much longer, and we knew that if we delocked, that it was we would lose that lock on. We couldn't take it with us, which is a shame. I think there should be some rule
It's a bit heavy,
somewhere
isn't
that says if you delock, you get to keep it. But I knew that wasn't going to happen. So when we were there, the opportunity presented. Well, we let go, and then obviously, two other people jumped in.
Switched over like
Yes.
musical chairs.
Yes, it was a bit like musical chairs.
What was the reaction from the police at that point?
They weren't impressed at all.
No?
I think they felt rather stupid, really.
Did they?
Yes, because they hadn't really been paying much attention to us, and we'd been underneath the tarp for a while, and we got lovely massages from Olive. She
Yeah.
was amazing. She came. I really needed that at that point, and like I said, at that point we were thinking, we either delock now or we wait it out, and we came to the joint decision that we just couldn't do it. Both of us were really tired. I think we probably had a touch of sunstroke, and
It's a tough thing.
It
laying
is.
in that sun that amount of hours with your arm in one position. Now you can only move a certain amount. You can only move.
yeah, I could actually only move my fingers and just turn my arms slightly, which I think was half the problem, was why my arm was seizing. At one point I thought it was actually starting to swell, so I was starting to worry.
Panics you, don't you?
Yeah, so I was just like, oh no, I thought, and they're leaving, the cutting crew's leaving, I thought if my arm swells, that's it, I'm stuck. So then we were under the tarp and nobody was really paying attention to us, so we were having that discussion about delocking, and obviously we delocked. Tina got out, she tried to make a beeline to go to the toilet.
That's lost.
She was just,
nobody wants to get away, just want to get to the loo.
Yeah, exactly. She just wanted to go to the toilet. I stood up, practically fell back down. I said, so they noticed me. I was stood up and went down, and then we turned, and there was 2 other people in the tube, and that's when they kind of got a bit narky. Really, they weren't happy that 2 other people had jumped in there, but can't be held responsible for other people's actions, can you?
No, you can't. If somebody wants to get in that tube and put their arm in it and give a little bit of heart to the cause to help out 2 other activists who have done a sterling shift.
Exactly, and they managed to hold it, for the rest, and they managed to get cut out, and it got used, which is what the whole point was.
Have you eaten?
I've had a slice of toast, because I'm just at the moment just letting my stomach settle back down. But I didn't get fed in though.
You didn't get fed in there, no?
I got offered some porridge.
So you was there for 12 hours?
Yeah.
You didn't get fed?
I got offered some porridge, but I don't like porridge, so I said to them, I don't like it, have you got anything else? And she just walked off.
Did you get a copy of the PACE Act?
No.
Okay. It might be interesting to have a look at the copy of the PACE Act, because it does state if you're in there for longer than 6 hours, you should have had a call or a visit from an inspector checking on your welfare. And if you're there for longer than a certain period of time as well, you should have meals. So in that 12-hour period, I think you should have had 2 meals at least, and make sure plenty of drinks as well.
Yeah, well, I did make it very clear when I got there that I hadn't eaten anything since the Monday before at 4 o'clock, and I'd only drank water. So, and that was it. They just didn't offer anything.
So there's something wrong there altogether. I mean, that's a lack of any sort of consideration for your welfare, basically. I mean, you spent a long period of time in a lock-on, and when you're in the cells, they should check on your welfare. They have a duty of care. And to not even offer you any sort of food.
No. Experience. I mean, I understood, and I get that I'd have to spend time in the cells. Was I prepared for 12 hours? No. Was I probably prepared for early morning? I thought yes. I thought maybe about 7 o'clock-ish. That's fine. I think when you get something like that in your head, and actually at one point I started to wobble and think, crap, are they going to keep me in for like 24 hours or something?
Yeah, well, they can't.
Exactly. So that's what I started to get a bit
that's the thing,
panicky.
That's what will go on in your mind. But the worst thing about this is the inconsistency of it, because everybody knows that every arrest now for the last 3 or 4 months has been dealt with by an anti-fracking process team. The guy's called Alan and one's called John. It's on floor 8 of Bonnie Street. Everybody knows this, and they process people within an hour and a half, 2 hours. Now, there is an argument for them not being there last night on the nights, but there's also an argument that they know, like Tina said, they know you two, they know where you live. You're not hardened criminals, you're not going to go on the run, you're not going to go on the lam.
They didn't even know who I was.
Even
when I gave them my details, they couldn't find me in like the system. They kept trying, mixing me up with other people, and I was like, no, that's not me, I don't live there, I've never lived there. And so it just proved the point that I've never ever been in trouble before. This is the first time I've ever had to deal with the police on that kind of. And
you shouldn't be in trouble, because all they're doing is criminalising protests. So this
exactly.
Is not
my point exactly. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I've not done anything wrong. That was my options have been left to me, is to do that. So. I've not done anything wrong. I'm proud of what everybody does, and however they, as long as it's non-violent.
Yeah, Maple and the media would just like to salute you, Becky, because we're proud of you too, and we're proud of everybody in this United Resistance, and we'd just like to thank you again for taking part.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thank you.